You don't know how quiet the world gets when no one believes in you. No cheers, no backup, no one waiting for you at the gate. They didn't hate me. I was just invisible. Too weak to matter, too ordinary to notice. I wasn't born special. I wasn't chosen. I was surviving. Barely. I counted days by how many injuries I could recover from before the next raid. I wasn't training. I was enduring, hoping that maybe I'd get out alive. And the worst part? You start believing it. That you're not meant for more. That the ceiling you hit is the only sky you'll ever see. Then came the system. It didn't give me strength. It gave me rules, quests, penalties, discipline, disguised as punishment. It wasn't a blessing. It was a mirror, showing me what I could have been. Didn't care about my excuses. It only measured effort. It beat me, bled me, dragged me through hell until I understood that improvement doesn't come from wanting more. It comes from doing more. And the price? Pain. Relentless, merciless pain. But for the first time in my life, pain had direction. It wasn't just suffering anymore. It was structure. It forced me to become what life had always demanded from the start, accountable. There were no shortcuts here, no cheats, just effort and consequences. People say the system gave me strength. I laugh. No, it gave me a schedule. It gave me rules. The pain, that came from me. Every day I trained, not because I wanted to be great, but because the alternative was death. And strangely, I found clarity in that. Clarity and effort. Because when survival becomes your schedule, there's no room for laziness. No time to feel sorry for yourself. No one coming to motivate you. I started to feel something. Not power, not fame. Something deeper. Consistency. Obsession. Purpose. I didn't know it then, but those quiet moments, they were the real level-ups. That's when I realized the system didn't make me strong. My effort did. It was just guiding me. You want transformation? You're going to have to earn every second of it. In silence. Not 1 ounce of this came easy. Not 1 rep. Not 1 kill. Not 1 second of rest. This wasn't motivation. It was execution. Routine. A daily war no one ever saw. And that's why it worked. Because no one could take it from me. The system tracked stats, but it couldn't measure grit. It couldn't track the nights I couldn't sleep from pain. The days I trained anyway. It couldn't calculate sacrifice. It didn't log the meals I skipped, the friends I lost, the fear of going back to who I used to be. That was stronger than any boss. I stopped checking the numbers. I started checking the mirror. Was I sharper? Stronger, hungrier, that's what mattered. The stronger I became, the more invisible the system became. It was no longer about a screen or a quest log. It was about identity. I was creating a rhythm, a philosophy, a mindset. Every time I showed up, I was telling the world I'm not waiting for instructions anymore. There comes a point where the system can't keep up with you. You don't need reminders. You don't need pop-ups, because now you don't need to be told what to do. You train because it's who you are now. You bleed because it's part of the process. You grow because stopping would feel like dying. This is where most people break, not from pain, but from boredom. They can't handle repetition. They want novelty. But change isn't pretty, it's brutal, it's boring, and it's necessary. You don't win because you feel like it. You win because you don't need to. You stop being emotional about growth. You start being surgical with your habits. I used to rely on the system, but the truth, I became something it couldn't measure. I became the system. It stopped being about the interface. It started being about identity. I no longer needed the stats to confirm my worth. I felt it in my bones. Because once you embrace pain, once you breathe discipline, the power becomes automatic. You don't level up because a screen tells you to. You level up because you refuse not to. You thought the system was my advantage. No. The real advantage was that I didn't need to be reminded anymore. I no longer feared death. I feared comfort. When you become the system, everything becomes possible because excuses become obsolete. Everyone's waiting for the system to choose them. But the truth is, your mind is the system. You can program it with habits, with rituals, with accountability and pain. You can level up in real life, but you have to set your own quest. And you don't get XP from shortcuts. Only scars. This is how real change happens. Not when the world gives you a system, But when you become one, you want your own system? Then write your own rules. Set your own quests. Wake up before the sun. Train in the dark. Sacrifice what they aren't willing to. The system they wait for, it's not coming. The system you build, that's permanent. I wasn't just fighting monsters in dungeons. I was fighting myself, the lazy version of me. The afraid version, the broken version. Every rep was a conversation. Every drop of sweat was me proving the old me wrong. And that's the difference between players and survivors. Players wait for strength. Survivors create it. Most will never understand this fight because it's not physical. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's internal. I've lost people. I've lost time. I've lost comfort. But I've never lost focus. Power comes with a cost. But so does staying weak. You can't evolve without letting go. Comfort, pride of who you were before. And once you make peace with that pain, you stop negotiating with your excuses. If you're waiting for your system to arrive, stop. You already have it. You just haven't turned it on yet. Discipline is the interface. Sacrifice is the input. Mental toughness is the password. You don't need magic. You need consistency. You don't need quests. You need a reason. You don't need a system. You need to become one. Everything you need is already inside you. You don't need a mentor. You need obsession. You don't need motivation. You need reasons that burn hotter than doubt. When the world doubts you, let them. Just make sure you never doubt yourself again. Be your own system. No one's coming. It's your turn now.